And, well, our AZUBU player is going to be spawning in the top left of Akalon Waste as the Red Terran player in this particular game. And the person who does need to step it up right now is the Blue Terran player spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. He plays for Team Acer, touted by some as the best player in the world, but he has his back against the wall in this particular match. Let's see if he can bring it back. He is Innovation.
I got the sickest nerd chills from game number one. I don't know what it is. TVT is one of those matches where when you see people play that insanely good at this level, it just blows your mind. The things that were happening were absolutely insane. And if it could have gone either way, like when Innovation, when SuperNova moved into that third the second time, got his tank sieged up on the ramp, everyone, I was thinking, okay, that's it. SuperNova's won it, but Innovation managed to annihilate that army with some great hellbat drops on top of the tank line and just destroy the force. SuperNova then came back from it. It was beautiful to watch.
It's plays like that really sort of swing the game in a TVT, like watching Innovation drop those hellbats on top of the tanks when SuperNova was moving out across the map the second time. The big problem for Innovation there was that SuperNova unfortunately just did too much damage to his economy before then, so while he was able to take the tank line out, at the end of the day, his economy just wasn't able to support that advantage in the long term. That's why Innovation went out across the map to try and attack SuperNova straight away. Unfortunately for him, that's also why SuperNova made the fantastic choice to double up and continue to move forward, try and siege up near the third, and really do a lot more damage to the economy. And sadly, despite his amazing micro, Innovation not able to take that victory. But credit to SuperNova, a beautiful game number one. Let's see if he can close it out here.
Now, this game, we are seeing both players open with these Reapers. Both absolutely equal in every way. The Reapers actually within a second or so of each other. Just popping out now. SuperNova will get the scout out, knows that the Reaper is now coming, but knows he's doing the same thing. Both players following it up with another one. Both players going to be following this up with a command center too. This is precisely the same build. I'd actually argue that it's going to be within a second or so of each other. Yeah, there we go. It's mirrored to the max.
I'll say Innovation's SCV is holding a mineral. There we go. That's the difference in this build right now, guys. Absolutely insane. The Reaper coming in, trying to get some damage done inside the main base, but it looks like the Reaper of SuperNova going to say absolutely not to that. Trying to get the second Reaper involved, but Innovation able to run away fast enough there. And, well, both sides going for the factory now as well. You're right. Up to this point in the game, things looking
variation.
pretty even. Oh, here we go.
SuperNova getting reactor. Oh, that's big.
Well, we've got more units popping out now. It looks like 2 Reapers versus 2 Reapers and a Marine, which means that Innovation should have the upper hand here. Of course, at this point, then we see like a crazy move from SuperNova where he comes and kills the Marine and manages to walk away. But that's not going to happen just yet. And the starport starting immediately after the factory finishes now for Innovation.
Once again, Innovation getting the tech lab down, so he's going to be going Banshee slightly earlier than he did in the last game. But then as well, from SuperNova, he's straight away chucking out that starport. Will he get a tech lab though as well? Yes, he will. So both players opening with those Banshees again. Going to be getting the double Hellion production out. SuperNova fractionally ahead with that though, because he's making the tech lab with his barracks as opposed to with his factory. And that's really the difference that we see between these two, and that's probably quite a major difference because it means a couple of extra Hellions are going to be down for SuperNova compared to Innovation.
Yeah, Innovation though, he's got 3 Marines on the field versus SuperNova's nil. So that's basically the difference in the builds right now. We're also going to be seeing Cloak come out from Innovation when he goes for his Banshee as well. Very, very interesting. And oh wow, SuperNova actually hot on his heels a second or two later. So both sides at the moment going for that Cloak Banshee. We see a lot of Hellions come out from SuperNova, more as a more Marine-centric build coming out from Innovation. Once again, it's going to come down a lot to micro here. I mean, the Hellions will be able to do a great job on the Marines if Innovation lets him. And I've got no illusions that Innovation has no intention of that happening.
Both players with Cloak coming down for these Banshee as well. The Hellions do get a nice little snipe off there. Quite a few SCVs could actually get taken down. A lot of them taking a good amount of fire. We see the Reapers and those 4 Hellions. Very good. Oh no! So many SCVs together. That is huge. Suddenly a massive amount of damage done. And Innovation loses 9 workers.
What is happening to Innovation here? These Marines are getting absolutely destroyed. I'm surprised that he was even that side of the supply depots, to be perfectly honest. Yes, this gets cleaned up, but at what cost? It's ridiculous, the number of workers that have gone down in this game, and Innovation finds himself, for the second game in a row, down on workers out of the early game harassment, and with Cloak Banshees coming the way of both players here, Innovation all of a sudden stands more to lose.
Now, Innovation isn't quite as far back as we said before, because, let's face it, he's at 28 to 32 workers. Not a massive deficit, but Mule also got taken down, which cost a little bit there. But, oh no, the Hellions are back in again! And the Banshee there too, picking off a decent number of SCVs more. This is not good for Innovation. He does have the Banshee coming in, can try and deal some damage, but it's got to do so much.
Yeah, the amount of damage this actually has to do is now starting to border on ridiculous. Innovation appears to be falling apart here. That is not something people would typically say going into a match at this tournament. Unbelievable stuff. A Viking now chasing out the Banshee as well inside his main base. SuperNova holding off Innovation while destroying his economy. The difference now is 24 workers to 31, and SuperNova has the large army. How is he doing this? This TVT is really impressive from him.
It's insanely good. Now a grand total of 19 workers killed to 7. The Banshee is still up for Innovation though, so I'm not counting him out of it yet. It can easily become something that is easily flipped around. This is TVT after all. It is still at the early stages. There's, okay, a slightly larger difference in the SCV count, but nothing that Innovation can't come back from with one good trade. The trouble is, if we look at the army supply, that's exactly equal as well.
That's right. Innovation can come back with that trade, like you say, but in order for him to make that good trade, he needs to be really be posturing aggressively out on the map. He needs to be taking his chances. He needs to put himself in positions where he has the opportunity to trade effectively. And right now, he's not doing that. He's actually more or less just turtling up, trying to kind of stabilize the situation. The problem with that is that SuperNova is just going to stay ahead if Innovation doesn't do something aggressive.
Now, if Innovation doesn't do something good, people are going to stop talking about the EG curse and start talking about the Acer's curse, because this is just either spectacular play by SuperNova or Innovation just missing a trick, just taking so much damage early on from what in essence was pretty much nothing.
Very nice play there, actually, with Innovation, making sure that the Raven kept moving, even though the Banshee didn't, so that the Viking could get comfortably in range, and he is now moving out like we were talking about. He's going to try, maybe siege up on the low ground here near the natural, try and pick off a couple of units. The Cloak Banshee coming in now will be able to spot and try and pick off the Hellion. Oh, now, who will end up killing the Raven? Because that could lead to an awful lot. There we go. An awful lot of units and an awful lot of scans being used as well to detect the Cloak Banshee again. PDD's coming down from both sides, but there are more Vikings on the side of the field of SuperNova right now. This is going to be pretty intense. I think SuperNova, even with the defender's advantage, might find this difficult with the siege tanks down on the field though.
This is still a really, really tough hold though for SuperNova, because these tanks are in a good spot. Innovation with the bunker placement is going to be able to contain his opponent quite nicely, trying to deal a bit more damage. The air superiority is pretty evenly matched actually, and the tanks are what's making the big difference. There's 2 tanks up against 3, but Innovation moving forward. Has he committed too much? SCV's getting pulled to try and repair off some of this mech. It is all to play for.
And wow, well, I think maybe pulling those SCVs a little bit too far actually at the moment is SuperNova, losing a couple more than is necessary, and Innovation now taking the SCV lead. It's 41 to 37, and there's no answer at the moment to the Cloak Banshee. There we go, just about able to get the scan off, flying out of range actually as the scan finishes, and now SuperNova cleans up. So as the dust settles, ladies and gentlemen, Innovation does manage to trade effectively there, is crawling his way back into this game, and is now 44 workers to 39. Army supplies currently about equal. Those 2 tanks at the end there, Maddles, really saving SuperNova.
They saved him, but it also, that push, as you said, brought Innovation massively back into this game. He's now ahead in the worker count. He's really looking a bit more comfortable. Upgrade-wise, only +1 infantry getting started by Innovation. So he's going for a much different tack to game number 1. Not mass Hellions, not that mech play that we are getting out of SuperNova again. So Innovation switching things up, going for a different play style. Both players losing a similar number of workers, 19 to 20 on either side. But Innovation is slightly behind in his third timing.
Yep, that's right. He's going to be getting that base down just a little bit later than SuperNova, who does land his at the 9 o'clock position now. He's just going to turtle up now and basically just stay solid for a little while. He got a decent trade there. He's feeling okay again. definitely not going the other way like it did in game number 1. That was really the difference. After that first bit of advantage, SuperNova continued piling on the pressure, whereas in this game, we see Innovation equalizing. Now, we've got 4 Hellions en route to the base of Innovation here. Let's see if SuperNova can get some more damage done. Boost going to be available in literally a second or two, and he's going to be able to fly in. Looks like he's just going to be unloading them in the corner. Will Innovation be able to react in time? Oh no, those SCVs, they're bunching up!
They're lining up an awful lot of good hits there. That was about a good another 10 workers killed, give or take. Now it is exactly 10, I do believe. This is the sort of damage that SuperNova needs to be doing. It needs to continue being this pain more than anything else. And that alone is just meaning that Innovation once more knock back down 10 workers behind this game back and forth. It's pretty crazy to see which way it's going, but the third is really going to be beneficial to SuperNova now, especially because it's down just that fraction soon. It's extra gas income, which when you're meching is so critically important.
That's right. Making sure you're not limited by that gas is just going to mean that the production value, as far as mech is concerned, for SuperNova is going to skyrocket a lot faster. Innovation, though, he's got his third down now. He's muling up over there as well, and he's putting down a bunker behind the mineral line for good measure, just to make sure that anything untoward will at least have some units over there to defend. SuperNova, though, is the one being very aggressive right now. He's moving out across the map, and, well, he has got just about more tanks than his opponent. Oh, no, he doesn't. Pardon me. Innovation, yes, he does. 4 tanks to 8. Looking at them wrong way around for a second, and SuperNova, he just needs to make sure these tanks are in very stable positions. If they get caught out of position, if they get caught on siege, it's really simple to say this, but really difficult to execute. It just all goes down. Needs to be very careful. And oh my goodness, Hunter Seeker, brilliant. The splash damage to take out a second tank as well. Very nicely played there.
Really solid. The air superiority massively in SuperNova's favor as well. We do have 2 Hellbats drop down into the third. A couple more SCVs getting taken out. This is a lot of damage being taken by Innovation here. He's pulling his entire army. If SuperNova realizes that, which now he will, he could unsiege and start moving forward. He gets the scan off just to take a little peek. Is he going to move forward? Either way, 43 SCVs now killed by SuperNova, taking Innovation down to 49 compared to the 66 of his opponent.
And, well, we have the Destructible Rocks being taken out in the third base. Another drop going down inside the main base of Innovation here. And we see the Hellbats are just about going to be taken out. Not quite enough healing from that medevac to allow it to stay indefinitely. And the siege lines have been established now. Innovation having to constantly use scans to try and pick apart his opponent here because SuperNova is enjoying that air superiority.
Now we are seeing Innovation try and get into a good position. His Banshee over at the third base of SuperNova, dealing some damage, starting to level things out a bit, but still SuperNova massively ahead in terms of that income. And yet more workers getting killed here. The positioning of these tanks, absolutely splendid. Really looking very solid for Innovation. The upgrades now exactly equal, but Innovation has just hit the +1 infantry armor. That's going to help him. The tank's still trying to creep a little bit further. A couple of units being dropped on this tank line, doing a little bit more damage, and Innovation moving forward. Doesn't want to overcommit though. I don't know if Innovation can break this. He's dealing a lot of damage with the Banshee, but it has now been cleaned up, unfortunately. Yeah,
that was a really nice play from Innovation, but unfortunately not quite enough. And now SuperNova coming back. Still a Hellion in the mineral line inside the main base of Innovation. Number of workers killed now rising to 52 from SuperNova this time. And Innovation, okay, looking like he's going to be going for a huge flank here. Just a couple of siege tanks to keep them there. Are we going to see a counterattack or are we going to see a flank? It looks like this bio army is simply moving out towards his opponent's base right now, and SuperNova does not see it.
He doesn't know yet. He is going to come and drop down on top of these tanks, though. We'll be able to take these 2 out, and that basically opens the door to the third. This is going to be SuperNova moving forward any second, but Innovation going forward. SuperNova has some tanks back there already. Those sieges up just in time to be able to see all of this, and there are 6 tanks here, and this infantry is getting annihilated.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough. What am I seeing?
Wow.